Stewardship with SNB.
Hello, good afternoon everyone, and thank you for joining us on the program Stewardship with SNB on Rstv. This program is watched on GoTV channel 142 and Start Time channel 113. You can also join us on our social media handles such as YouTube and Facebook at Rstv Online. My name is Solomon Nelson. The movie and camera lens of Stewardship has arrived in our West Local Government area, where we have come to find out how far the administrator is spending the people's money to their betterment. And so joining me live on this program is Mr. Promise Jacob. He is the administrator of our West Local Government area. Administrator, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, you're welcome, Mr. Nelson.
Yes, I am tempted to ask you what administrative experiences have you had or you're learning on the job. Let's start with that.
Okay, I used to be a civil servant with the Unified Local Government Service for 35 years before I retired. I retired at the rank of head of local government administration, grade level 17. And by application of section 36 of the local government law 2018, number 5 2018, a subsection there states that the head of local government administration shall be the equivalent of the permanent secretary and is entitled to every rights and privileges of a permanent secretary in the state civil service. So I retired at that level.
So you have a very recent experience to administer government.
Yes, I do.
That's exactly what we're establishing. All right. As a follow-up, are you satisfied or were you satisfied with the way the LG was administered before you took over the reins of power? And if you are not, what areas do you find not okay? And how do you also plan to correct them?
Satisfaction is a matter of fact. What you or some part of the public will see as satisfaction may be dissatisfaction to some others. And I think you may not be able to achieve that within these few minutes of engaging you or you engaging me. So I will stop at the point of saying satisfaction is a matter of fact.
Did you meet any money in the coffers of AHOADA West as you assumed office? And what did you do with it?
When we began, the first thing we did was to clear the outstanding arrears of salaries and allowances of past office holders whose tenure ended in June 2024. Okay, because they were owed about 3 months' salaries. And we immediately went into action, cleared the allowances and also cleared the outstanding arrears of salaries of civil servants and public health workers.
Okay, so let's show us, or shall we know, what your policy thrust is in juxtaposition with the mandate given to you by the state administrator.
Okay, remember, we are in an emergency rule governance and administration. Fortunately, you mentioned about the mandate given to us. And when the mandates are given, our policy thrust must be compelled by that mandate. Believing that we are charged to make sure we take security of our communities and our local government as number one. Primary health care, primary education, youth and community engagement, welfare and discipline of local government civil servants, sanitation and environment management. So we run with a kind of work schedule, meaning every day of our work has what we want to achieve for that day in pursuant to the mandate given to us by the administrator of Rivers State. For example, we have held a few security summits or meetings. We have held several sessions with the youth organizations that cover the 6 unit zones or clans that make up AHOADA West local government area. We have also met with women associations We meet regularly with the heads of security agencies in pursuance of that mandate, analyzing the security situation, providing possible solutions to where we need to. We've been engaging with pipeline surveillance contractors because within security, number one under that is protection of federal government assets, especially and gas. We have a lot of oil wells here. We have load junctions for LNG. We have some for then SPDC now Renaissance, you know, and we have responsibility to make sure these assets are protected. And we've been up and doing to make sure we don't have any report of vandalism of pipelines or assets that are producing for federal government.
Interesting. Administrator, you are a product of the emergency rule, but you cannot work in isolation. We want to know what kind of relationship you have with the workers of the West area.
Wonderful.
Tell us about it.
When we came, we convened a meeting of the entire civil servants, where they presented some of their challenges and some of the things they desire we do for them. And by God's grace, we started implementing what they wanted that are in line with the law and the mandate given to us, especially staff welfare provisions. Every month, we make sure those disinherited looking workers who cannot afford the clear means of being transported to and fro are given provisions under what we call staff welfare packages, which enables them to always come here at ease. We have also considered building a 10-unit 4-bedroom flat for principal officers of council. That is in the pipeline. By the time the administrator of the state grants approval for that, we will commence in earnest. So these are part of welfare packages to make sure workers, old and young, senior and junior, are comfortable to perform their functions.
All right, Administrator, I don't want to know or I care less about what you have received so far in the 2 months that you have been administrator of the West area. What is important to me here is that how have you been able to manage the resources at your disposal sectorally? Let's break it down sectorally.
Okay.
Yes.
Permit me to put Fra Luca Pacioli. Fra Luca Pacioli was an Italian monk who was credited to be the pioneer who wrote a treatise in bookkeeping and accounts. The first person that was mentioned codified accountancy into debit and credit. In 1494 AD, he said, frequent accounting makes for lasting friendship. So telling you what I do and how I do it with what is entrusted within me, I think it's a normal obligation. Having said that, we've done quite a lot of things. We've cleared every allowances and salaries of civil servants we met here, including the currently approved salary structure of public health workers called co-hens. We have paid their arrears, we have paid the salaries up to date. Okay, that's the sector of welfare of the civil servants. Then the primary healthcare sector, we've done some investigations. We have established don't need assessment for the 28 primary healthcare centers in the local government areas spread across various communities. We have articulated what they need. Those that need remodeling, those that need renovation, those that need equipment, we have put them together for readiness. Fortunately, His Excellency, the Administrator of Rivers State, has directed that we submit list of projects we need to do for our people for approval, which we have done. Before that directive came, we swung into action to start remodeling of primary health care at AHOADA community, which has gotten to an advanced stage of like 80% completion before the directive of His Excellency came. And as soon as the approvals come, all the other projects submitted that will be approved will be executed or commence on them. So that's the sector of the health. The primary health education, we've done similar things. We visited secondary schools, we visited primary schools, we visited vocational centers. We have also made our submissions to Rivers State government. so we can be granted approval to commence implementing our plan. Like in the secondary health, we visited Chankrama Hospital, and we've made engagement to make sure the whole environment is clear, because it has become a forest for a while now. We have also sought the approval of the state government to grant us the permission to start contributing in terms of reconstructing any of the structures within the finances of the council. And we have also formed them into liaison offices in terms of relating with youth in the respective communities. We hold regular meetings with them, get feedback, and recommend areas of improvement. As I speak to you, so many communities that never had youth governance for some time because of one issue or the other that never let them hold elections. We are trying to resolve them, and they have planned their elections that will be coming up a few while from now. And very soon you will hear an elaborate meeting of a joint meeting of traditional rulers, youth association, women group, and all that. We'll be meeting with them individually, group by group, but at the end will be a summit that is made up of the entirety of community leadership. I think we are doing well with that. We have also considered building youth secretaries that never existed. Yes, and the designs are ready. The bills of engineering, measurement, and evaluation is ready, but we are waiting for approval from His Excellency. We have also submitted it to the state government to make sure we have approval. As soon as approval comes, we will commence building youth secretariats in each district of AHOADA West local government, namely the Ubie district, the Ibuduya district, the Ubobi district, the Ngene district, the Obogoro district. Okay? And each of them will have a youth secretariat in their respective headquarters that will be, it's been designed to contain a multi-purpose hall for the youth, then offices for each of the members of the executive committee, and an ICT center. Part of it will be an ICT center where youth from each district shall be trained in information communication technology. We have made arrangements to get devices to make them accurate in this modern day. So that's how far we've done about that.
A question, Administrator, you have talked to the 99,000, and what is finding difficult to fault you. However, this question is very important to you and the people of AHOADA West. You are aware, all of us are aware, that AHOADA West is one of the flood-prone local government areas in the state. What strategies have you put in place to mitigate flooding in AHOADA West?
I never met with us on 23rd of April to give us deeper details on the alert that has been published about the flooding that may happen this year. And in that, we were also advised to deploy some measures waiting for it to happen, in case it happens. One of them is the appointment of local government area emergency management committee that is compelled by the law that established them. We have a local government area emergency management committee headed by Mr. Misha Uyi, and we've started work with them. We have created a community sensitization subcommittee of that committee. We have also met with the ministry. We've submitted our proposals to the River State Government Committee on that emergency flood preparedness, which I think by the time they give us approval on the suggestions we made, we'll be able to go a good way in managing the flood. From there, we created about 27 internally displaced persons camps, and we've also done some need assessment, and the report is already with the River State government of what is needed in each of the camps to make it an environment that can house human beings. They are spread across the zones in the local government area. We have one in Akenema, one or two in Akenema town. We have in Obogoro, we have in Jankrama, we have in Ubeta Primary School, we have in Ojoku Primary School, Ojoku Civic Center, Ojoku Women Hall, we have in Ibiama Primary School, we have in Oyiba Primary School, we have several places. We've done an analysis of our population, and the likely areas in the LGA that will be worst hit, and we have properly designated these 27 spots to make sure that our people are not stranded. We have also made submissions on the equipment we need. We need some ICT equipment in these centers to help reporting, because the state and the federal government agencies that will fund and manage this approved management of these processes will require adequate and accurate pieces of information. So we put systems in place. We are only waiting for the flood to come. By God's grace, the flood will come and recede without recording victims here, because it has happened before and we are already aware of what we shall do.
Other sources of income.
Are you aware the local government is underfunded in Nigeria? You are not aware?
The local governments.
The local governments are underfunded.
You mean the 774 local governments?
Are underfunded. Are you aware?
You're talking.
I'm not talking like an administrator now. I am talking like a nation builder who will contribute to the progress of the local governments and the grassroots thereof. Okay? Because the enormous task upon the shoulder of local government council is great. Remember, there is no president of a country that is not from a local government area.
Correct.
So you will be so fortunate if you are the chairman or the administrator of the local government where the president comes from. So I am just telling you how underfunded the local government system is. Okay? If a local government has a president like a native of his local government, what does that mean? Anyway, fortunately, there is a recent Supreme Court judgment that rated the autonomy of the local government as enshrined in the Nigerian Constitution 1999 as altered or amended, meaning that the local government is going up to speed now. Okay? The local government will be better now.
Especially with the excess funds coming from the subsidy removal.
Oh,
the excess funds is coming from the subsidy removal.
No.
The states have more money. The local governments have more money now.
The local government will have
subsidy removal.
Do you know that you cannot just conclude about subsidy removal and how much money that will be channeled down? You know why? There are some indices that regulate how much that go to anywhere. You have not mentioned the primary school enrollment if it has increased since subsidy was removed, which will cause the increase of allocation. You've not talked about the land mass, whether we have reclaimed more land or whether we have included the ocean and the mainland to form a land mass for the sake of arguing for increase of allocation. You've not told me that subsidy removal does not consequently just increase allocation. There are indices established by National Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission. So challenge me with those indices, point by point, then I will agree with you if the allocation will go high, if it's underfunded or overfunded or it's adequate.
You don't need to agree with me. We're making reference to Mr. President's speech that since the removal of subsidy, the states and the local governments now have more money to do the job for which they were either elected or appointed.
You know, when you ask me about satisfaction, I say it's a matter of fact. Coming to this matter, it is true that the allocation is improved.
Good.
When I say it is underfunded, I'm not saying the allocation is not improving. I didn't say so. I said with the enormous task that shall be upon local government resulting from the full autonomy, the present allocation is still lower than what local government needs to be a local government of a global worth. That's what I said.
All right, let's make progress. We'll soon round off 2 months allocation we have received so far. Can you name 5 remarkable projects that you have done to the glory of God and to the glory of the advancement of humanity in AHOADA?
Okay, I will remind you of what I already told you.
No, you mentioned it as a lot more than 10.
Calm down. I was 2 months, June 7th. July 7th will make me 3 months. I had already told you we made our submissions to Rivers State government. It will amount to a violation of lawful order if I went ahead starting projects without the approvals that is being directed. And I also told you, before that directive came, we have started remodeling a primary health care center in Oyimba community, which is at an advanced stage now. So we will do more as soon as we receive the directives we are waiting for. So you cannot ask me of how many projects. However, the soft projects I have mentioned, you know, in projects, you divide it between physical project and soft project. I have mentioned volumes of soft projects that we have executed, namely, or among many, youth engagements, contributing to programs of primary health care, immunization, deworming, all kinds of programs. These are soft projects. Those are not the ones within the confines of seeking approval. We have paid school fees for so many junior secondary school centers for NECO exam would have been shut down if not our intervention. We release money to make sure they register as many students as are needed to enable the centers remain in those junior secondary schools. These are soft projects. I can continue to mention to you over and over and over. We have paid several scholarships. We have so many AHOADA West indigenes who graduated, couldn't process their results to go on youth service because they couldn't afford to clear their arrears of school fees. We have paid so many school fees, whatever expenses that are required to make sure that they get their papers and proceed for NYSC. We have done that. We have also done assistance to so many who are having ailments that is threatening their life and they are living. So we've done so many of that. These are all soft projects.
What are those communities that are difficult to access from Akema? What are you doing to make travel easier for the people to live along those
roads? Thank you, Mr. Nelson. Have you been to Ogogoro before? Ogogoro is made up of 3 major communities. They are the ethnic nation of their own. Classified as a zone, is not accessible for now by road. If you want to go to Ogogoro from here, you will travel back to AHOADA East through Agua and you connect, or you go through Bayelsa here or where and all that. The language they speak is somewhere. Okay? But by God's grace, effort has been made by the Rivers State government, even past and present, to make sure those get to those places. So at a point, the work of the administrator here is advocacy. Advocacy for the development of his local government. Because some of those things are not within the confines of his financial muscle. For that reason, we deploy advocacy, we lobby, we pray, and make sure that the relevant agency, like before you came, I had a call from Community Affairs Department of Renaissance, former SPDC. They are trying to walk a road to a community. They are trying to resurface a road to a community, you know. And that was because we have been advocating. Some companies who have business, they are also working hard. They were to access a community, but a bridge is in between. Some issues came up and they have come here, and we are trying to resolve it. So those are some of the efforts. And as the water flows up now, we are thinking of getting some boats to deploy to those routes so that people can get to their homes when they want to travel. We have also submitted requests for clearing of some of these roads, making sure they are walked to a useful state, to make sure that inter-community relations exist with even visitations. People travel freely, people access their communities freely, drive to their homes freely. So those are some of the things that we are trying to work on.
What would you like to be remembered for when you give office?
Okay, number one, that somebody was posted here for a few days and is able to keep a file containing the few things he did, including remodeling as many health centers as possible, including training so many young graduates and they are graduating, including equipping primary schools, because, you know, okay, when oppressors take over a nation, you know their first target. We are having a conversation, so don't take it as a question, because I will still give the answer. Their first target is to destroy the educational institution, the health institution, and the religious institution, especially the church. So our focus within the mandate given to us is to rebuild these institutions, especially building peace building across the community, and building that peace will compel us to embrace the way of justice, because there is no good peace that comes without justice. So we'll be prosecuting the global task for justice, making sure that both human infrastructure, human intellect, human infrastructure, physical infrastructures are attended to within the limit of resources and time we are given to be here. And fortunately, they will remember that you came here today and discussed.
That's interesting. All right, Mr. Promise Jacob, Administrator of one of the West Local area. Thank you so much for your time with us. And we wish you well in your sojourn as Administrator of this historic local area. Thank you so much.
God bless you.
All right, that's it on our program. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Join us again same time. I'll bring you another guest on a different topic. My name is Solomon Nelson Great. Bye for now.
Stewardship with SNB. Stewardship with SNB.